I have come today to speak to you, not with a whisper, but with a trumpet sound, declaring a truth that shaped the destiny of the great and crushed the dreams of the lazy. Success does not come by chance, it comes by habit. Success is built in secret, not in the spotlight. There is a deception running through this generation, a quiet lie whispered into the ears of millions, that success is a moment, that it comes suddenly, like lightning out of a clear sky. That it is granted to some and withheld from others, that fame, favor, and fortune descend like a gift from above. Without preparation, without process, without perseverance. But hear me today. Success is not a moment. Success is not something you stumble into. Success is not what you see on a stage, on a screen, or on a social media feed. Success is what happens in the shadows, when the world isn't clapping, when no eyes are watching, when applause is absent and motivation is low. Success is built in secret. It is built in the early hours of the morning, when you choose to rise instead of sleep. It is built when you choose focus over distraction, when you say a no to comfort so you can say yes to growth. It is built when you choose to keep going after everyone else has quit. These are the invisible bricks that lay the foundation of a successful life. The spotlight can be deceiving. It shows the results but never the roots. It reveals the fruit but not the process of planting, watering, pruning, and waiting. The world loves to display success, but it hides the sacrifice. We see the athlete with the trophy, but we don't see the lonely mornings of training, the missed meals, the injuries pushed through in silence. We admire the business leader, the artist, the speaker, but we forget the years they spent reading, failing, trying again, growing in solitude. The truth is, you can never rise publicly beyond the character you built privately. If your private habits are weak, your public platform will collapse. If your private disciplines are inconsistent, your public image will be hollow. You may fool others for a time, but you will never outrun the life you build in secret. Eventually, what's done in darkness comes to light, not just your failures, but also your faithfulness. You want to succeed? Then stop chasing moments and start building habits. Stop trying to be seen and start being faithful when no one is looking. Your future does not depend on the likes, the shares, or the recognition. It depends on your willingness to do what is necessary, even when it goes unnoticed. Because real growth sharpens underground. Before the tree ever breaks through the soil, its roots are forming in silence. And without deep roots, it cannot stand the storm. That's how your success is built. Beneath the surface, in the quiet place, where decisions are made that no one else will ever know about. Ask yourself, what am I doing with the hours no one sees? What am I practicing in private that is preparing me for the opportunities ahead? Am I waiting to be inspired? Or am I committed to showing up whether I feel like it or not? Because make no mistake, discipline is louder than inspiration, and faithfulness is stronger than talent. This generation is hungry for visibility, but allergic to discipline. But the truth has never changed. Visibility without preparation is dangerous. The stage will expose you if your private life has not strengthened you. The pressure will crush you if your habits have not trained you. So, shift your focus. Instead of asking, how can I grow? Instead of saying, when will my big break come? Say, how can I prepare for it today? Your private world will always be the true test. And it is the only place where lasting success is born. The spotlight doesn't build you, it reveals you. It shines on what you've built in the quiet place. So build well, build with excellence. Build with discipline, build with integrity. Build when no one sees, because that is where greatness is forged. Success is not the applause. Success is the habit of showing up when there is no applause. And if you will be faithful in secret, you will be unstoppable in public. That is the way. That is the truth. That is the price. Success is built in secret. You are the product of your habits. not your intentions. There is something you must understand if you are ever going to walk in purpose and reach the level of success that you were created for. It is a truth that many ignore, but it will not be silent. It stands at the doorway of every breakthrough, every fulfilled dream, every victory. You are not the product of your hopes, your dreams, or even your prayers. You are the product of your habits. Intentions are good. Intentions are noble. Intentions make you feel inspired. But intentions without action are powerless. They may excite your mind, but they do not move your life. You can have the best goals in the world. You can write down every vision on a beautiful page. But if your daily life does not align with that vision, then all you have are empty promises to yourself. Many people say, I want to be great. I want to be successful. I want to live with purpose. And yet they live in a way that contradicts everything they claim to desire. You say you want discipline, but you keep feeding distraction. You say you want growth, but you avoid discomfort. You say you want change, but you protect the very habits that keep you stuck. Why? Because intentions make you feel good without requiring anything from you. But habits demand consistency. Habits demand sacrifice. Habits demand repetition when excitement is gone and emotion is dry. You do not rise to the level of your intentions. You fall to the level of your systems, your routines, your daily patterns. What you do consistently will always outweigh what you do occasionally. It's not about one big day of effort. It's about what you do with your mornings, what you do with your thoughts, what you do with your free time. Success is not built in the bursts of excitement, but in the boring, disciplined, often overlooked moments of obedience. If you want to know where your life is going, don't look at your goals. Look at your habits. Your habits are the seeds of your future. You can predict your tomorrow by examining your today. If you have a habit of complaining, you will build a future full of negativity. If you have a habit of procrastinating, your future will be filled with delay and missed opportunity. If you constantly quit when things get tough, don't be surprised when life never gets off the ground. But if you have a habit of getting up early, showing up consistently, guarding your thoughts, building your mind, working with excellence, your future will reflect that. It won't be immediate. It won't be overnight. But it will be inevitable. Because you become what you repeat. You become what you rehearse. And every time you act, you are casting a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. That's why changing your life starts with changing your habits. If you don't change your habits, your intentions are nothing but a form of deception. You trick yourself into thinking you're moving forward just because you feel inspired. But feelings don't change your future. Discipline does. The most dangerous place to live is between what you say you want and what you're actually doing. That gap between intention and execution is where dreams go to die. You must close the gap with action, with routine, with daily commitment. You don't have to be perfect. But you do have to be consistent. You don't need to be extreme, but you must be faithful. Ask yourself today, what are the habits in my life that are shaping my future? What do I need to stop? What do I need to start? What do I need to do again and again until it becomes second nature? Because in the end, life will not reward you for what you plan to do. Life will reward you for what you practiced. You will not be remembered for what you hope to be. You will be remembered for who you consistently became. So take control of your patterns. Take responsibility for your routines. Stop waiting for a feeling. Choose the habit. Choose the discipline. Choose the life that's waiting for you on the other side of consistency. You are not the product of your intentions. You are the product of your habits. That's the truth. And that truth will set you free. Every habit you tolerate shapes your destiny. There is a sobering reality that many choose to ignore. It's not hidden. It's not complex. But it's uncomfortable. It challenges your comfort, confronts your excuses, and shakes your sense of control. It's this. Every habit you allow in your life, every pattern you tolerate, is actively shaping your future, whether you see it or not. Your destiny is not only determined by the things you intentionally build, it's also determined by the things you carelessly permit. The habits you excuse, the patterns you protect, the routines you justify, these are laying bricks in the foundation of your future. There is no such thing as a harmless habit. What you repeat, you reinforce, and what you reinforce becomes your reality. It starts small, one compromise here, one excuse there, skipping a commitment just once, delaying what matters until tomorrow, indulging in a thought pattern that drains your strength. It feels like nothing. It feels insignificant, but that's the deception. What you do once doesn't define you. But what you do over and over again will either build you or break you. You may think it's just a little laziness. It's just one more hour of scrolling. It's just a few days off from the routine. It's just a little bitterness, a little negativity, a little comparison. But those little things become heavy chains over time. They dig deep into your mindset. They settle into your attitude. They shape how you see yourself, how you respond to challenges, how you treat opportunities, and how you walk through life. The danger is not in the dramatic decisions. The danger is in the small tolerances. Because whatever you tolerate, you teach yourself to live with. And once you learn to live with something, you stop fighting it. That's how mediocrity wins. That's how potential dies, not with a crash, but with a quiet surrender to patterns that look too small to worry about. The truth is, your future is being formed in the background of your life, silently molded by the actions you've normalized. You cannot expect a great destiny while protecting destructive habits. Excellence and compromise cannot walk hand in hand. One must yield to the other. The moment you start excusing a negative pattern, you give it permission to grow roots. And the deeper it grows, the harder it becomes to remove. You may have great dreams. You may carry powerful gifts. You may speak of vision and purpose. But your destiny doesn't follow your declarations. It follows your disciplines. Look closely at your life. What are you tolerating that's undermining your future? What have you allowed to stay that should have been removed long ago? What have you gotten comfortable with that is actually killing your growth? Maybe it's the habit of distraction. You can't stay focused. Every time you try to build, something pulls your attention. You don't finish what you start. Maybe it's the habit of complaining. You see the problem in everything. Your words build walls, not breaches. You drain your own motivation with negativity. Maybe it's inconsistency. You start strong but can't sustain. You rise for a moment but fall when discipline is required. Or maybe it's procrastination. You delay what matters, waiting for a perfect moment that never comes. And the more you wait, the more your opportunity fades. Whatever it is, you must confront it. You must call it by name. You must decide that your destiny is too important to be held hostage by habits that don't serve your purpose. Because you don't just live with your habits, you become them. Become them. And if you want a future that is full of impact, clarity, and success, you must become ruthless with the things that work against you. Do not negotiate with patterns that produce weakness. Do not protect what was meant to be broken. Do not let a temporary comfort rob you of a permanent calling. The habits you tolerate today will either empower you or imprison you tomorrow. So rise, examine, cut away what must go, strengthen what must stay. Build patterns that serve your purpose and destroy those that sabotage it. The direction of your life is not written in the stars. It is written in your schedule. You do not drift into destiny. You walk there step by step, habit by habit, decision by decision. And every time you choose what is right over what is easy, every time you remove what is harmful and establish what is helpful, you are moving one step closer to the life you were born to live. Because every habit you tolerate shapes your destiny. And today is your moment to choose a better way. Change begins with today's choices. There is a lie that keeps people stuck. A quiet, convincing lie that says, one day, things will change. It sounds good. It feels hopeful, but it's dangerous because it creates the illusion of progress without requiring the action to back it up. And so many drift through life with a false sense of assurance, waiting for a moment that never comes. But real change doesn't come with time. It comes with decision. Change doesn't begin in the future. It begins right now with the choices you make today. You are not going to wake up one morning and magically become disciplined. You are not going to accidentally stumble into purpose, success, or growth. These things don't arrive by luck. They come by alignment. When your actions start matching your intentions, and that alignment starts today. Today is the doorway. Today is the opportunity. Today is the test. People often say, I'll start next week. I'll begin when I feel ready. I'll make a move when the time is right. But the truth is, the right time doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who prepare. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to begin. Momentum is not built in delay. Momentum is built in decision. Your destiny is not some far-off event waiting in the distance. It's being shaped right now, with what you say yes to, with what you say no to, with what you decide to commit to in the present moment. You are either moving forward or falling behind, and that direction is determined by the choices you're making right now. What you choose today has more power than what you promise tomorrow. If you want to change your life, change your day. Start small, start focused, start committed. The decision to wake up earlier, to speak with purpose, to forgive, to read, to grow, to learn, these are the things that alter the direction of your life. Many wait for a breakthrough without realizing that breakthroughs are often disguised as small decisions. The choice to break a toxic pattern, the choice to end an excuse, the choice to begin again, the choice to stay consistent. These are the choices that unlock doors. Stop overestimating the future and underestimating today. The future is not some magical land where everything falls into place. The future is simply the harvest of what you plant today. It is the reward of your present faithfulness. It is the echo of your current choices. You cannot build tomorrow on the foundation of delay. You cannot walk into destiny if you are paralyzed by indecision. The greatest enemy of transformation is hesitation, because hesitation keeps you stuck in the same cycle while convincing you that change is still coming. But the only way out is through. The only way forward is action, not perfect action, just deliberate action. You may not control everything in your life, but you always control your next step. That's where your power is. That's where your authority is. It's not in your past, and it's not in a future fantasy. It's in what you choose to do right now with what's in your hands. Your character is formed in your choices. Your discipline is forged in your choices. Your leadership, your excellence, your purpose, it all starts with one decision at a time. So choose well. Choose to show up even when you don't feel like it. Choose to act in faith even when the outcome is uncertain. Choose to speak life even when negativity feels easier. Choose to protect your mind, guard your time, and move with intentionality. These are the seeds of greatness, not because they feel big, but because they are done consistently, and consistency compounds. One faithful choice today turns into strength tomorrow. One courageous decision now turns into confidence later. One day of discipline becomes a year of impact. And it all begins today, not someday, not when it's convenient, not when life gets easier, now. Because the longer you wait, the more comfortable you become with the life you said you wanted to change. And before long, your delay becomes your new identity. But that doesn't have to be your story. You can interrupt the pattern. You can shift the direction. You can choose to build the life that's been calling to you all along. And the beginning of that transformation is not out there somewhere. It's in your next decision. Change begins with today's choices. This moment is holy ground. What will you do with it?